Okay, hello YouTube. Once again, sorry it's late. Welcome to episode 26 of Storytime with Eli. Today we're going to read Curious George, A Home for Honeybees. I know this is not a Dylan Tucker book, but I ran out of things to read. Hopefully sometime, you guys, I will get more Dylan Tucker books, but just cope with me for this time. Here we go. I can't hear on one ear, so I don't yell, but I'll just go ahead and read. I don't feel that good, so that's okay. George and Steve liked to build things. You two are good builders, like bees, said Betsy. George was curious. Bees could build things? Bees make honeycomb inside their hives to store honey, Betsy said. She gave some to George and Steve to taste. Betsy showed them her poster from Earth Day. Bees build hives in trees to lay their eggs and store honey. All the bees follow a queen bee. She's the biggest bee in the hive. Worker bees go from flower to flower, getting nectar and pollen to make honey. The honeycomb was very sweet. When Betsy left for dance class, George and Steve ate the whole thing. Oh no. They needed to find more honeycomb. George and Steve went to the park to look for a beehive in a tree. Be careful, bees can sting, Steve said. George could not find a hive, but he found something else. He saw a beekeeper at the Earth Day festival in the park. This is a beehive, the beekeeper said. I built it myself. It works the same way as a hive in a tree. The bees make honeycomb on the frames in the top box. The box at the bottom is where the queen bee lives and lays her eggs. You can build your own beehive, the beekeeper said. Then you can get more honeycomb. They went back to George's house to get started. Steve drew plans for the hive. George thought building boxes would take a long time. George tried to use drawers. Some drawers didn't fit together. But a kitchen cabinet would make a great beehive. Surely the man with the yellow hat would not mind. Well, until he got home, LOL. George knew where to get frames. He and Steve put all the parts together. Their beehive was ready to go, back to Betsy's house. Now they needed to find some bees. George had an idea. Maybe if their hive had flowers, the bees would move in. But just then, Betsy came home. I'm sorry, we ate all your honeycomb, said Steve. We built you a hive to make more. Steve and George were worried. Betsy would be angry, but instead she looked happy. This is the best present, Betsy said. Besides, that piece of honeycomb was for you. I've got lots more. What a relief. Betsy's project was not ruined, and there was more honeycomb. Everyone was happy. Well, almost everyone. Oh boy. Let's see how we can make sweet sculpture honeycomb. Bees build sweet sculptures. Bees build their hives out of beeswax, which they produce with their bodies to make honeycomb. You can build these things with all kinds of materials, even dough. Get a grown-up to help you make this unstoppable Play-Doh. What you will need: 1.5 cups of honey, 1.2 cup peanut butter, powdered milk. Do not add water. Okay. What to do? Mix together the honeycomb and the peanut butter. Add enough milk powder to make the dough the right consistency. I've heard pronouncing that word. Have fun creating bees, flowers, or whatever you want. And when you are done playing, you can eat your creations. Be like a bee. Did you know that bees can dance? Their dance tells other bees where flowers are located. When they are done collecting nectar and pollen from the flowers, they use their antennas to smell their way back to their hive. Each bee colony has a unique odor, so bees can tell it's their home. Now you can have antenna just like a bee. What you need: a plain headband, Cellini craft stem pipe cleaners, small styrofoam balls. What to do? Twist 2 pipe cleaners together to make each antenna. Using yellow and black ones will make you look like a real bee. Twisted two antennas around the top of the headband, several inches apart. Make sure they stand up straight. Pop a styrofoam ball on the top of each antenna. You may color the balls black first if you like. Now go outside and smell the flowers and do a little dance. The end. Well, you guys, that wraps up this episode of Storytime with Eli. And once again, I am very sorry that this is not a Diddle Tiger book. But as I said last week, I ran out of Diddle Tiger books and I don't have anything to read, so I'm sorry. I'm just going to read what this word says real quick, then I'm done. Curious George loves honey, but George and his friend Steve are in a sticky situation when they eat all of Betsy's honeycomb for their report on bees. What better way to get honey than to build a beehive? And that's what they did. Play fun educational activity inside. In this book, you'll learn about bees and their beehives, how honey is made, building and construction. Well, we all learned about that. I don't know when I'm going to get a Diddle Tiger book, you guys, but if I ever go back to Barnes & Noble or any store that is in my area, my town, Jasper, Indiana, I will be able to get and read a Diddle Tiger book for you. Anyways, that is it for now. Goodbye.